Shit. Fucking computer down here. Oh well. Hey, Dragon Lover. Hey, John. Nice to see you. Scully Kill. Steve 87. Tyler Porter. Feeling good. Talk about that here a little bit. Hey, Steve 87. Nice to see you. John Tanzillo. Doing good. Doing okay. Got a lot of things to talk about tonight. A lot of things. Even some train things and other things. And Stu Structures. Hey, nice to see you. Hi, Georgia Sunbelt. Anthony, nice to see you. Hello, Vinny. Nice to see you. Wigwag, nice to see you. CP 368. Dwight Curley. Well, Dwight, I feel much better. My arm's a little bit banged up. Um, that is from dialysis. Get my sleeve back on. It is a little sore. I'm not gonna lie. That's from getting stuck with needles like that, you know. So if you guys don't know, and kind of see right here, I got this little lump in my wrist that starts and it goes all the way up, clear up into my arm. And that was done 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, before I got my right before I got my transplant. They fuse an artificial artery in your arm. They fuse a vein and an artery to make an artificial one to do dialysis in. It's called a fistula. And that's what I got in my arm there. And that's what that is. So. Well, Steve, definitely feel better. Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, Jim Tedesco. Nice to see you. Chasco. Hey, Michael Broshears. Nice to see you. Yep. I'll talk about a couple things. One big thing happened today. Here just a little bit ago. It got me kind of pissed off, but pardon my language. But I'm Nathan DeLay. Nice to see you. Let's see how many we got in here. We got 10 so far. Okay. Nathan DeLay, the locomotive engineer in many ways than one. Can run them, can build them, design them. Hi, Norman Rowe. Okay, I did mine. Nice to see you. So, That does sound pretty good. I've had coconut cream pie last week, and it was pretty good too. Got that at Hy-Vee. Hey, Whitewall Wheels, nice to see you. Hey, Jerry, nice to see you. Getting some more people in here, so hey, there's Sparky 107 107. Nice to see you. Thank you. All right. So I just got news today that I've not been working with my employer through this, and I'm able to go back part time after my dialysis training in the morning and work the afternoons, no problem. And I did go back last week and worked an afternoon. And I was told I needed a note from the doctor to say when I could come back full time, not part time. Even though I can work full time, or part time, no problem right now until I'm done with doing dialysis training here at home for the next 2 weeks. And so I was working on getting a note from my doctor saying that. I've been working with my supervisor, and she's been pretty good about it. Everybody was glad to see me when I came back, and I told them what happened, and but I got an email from HR today. Basically says if I don't come back by the end of the week, I'm fired because of absences. So, Dwight, that's sorry. Hey, Kyle, nice to see you. So, which is not going to happen. I mean, I told my HR person, I said, my doctor will sign thing. He'll say that I can do my job, everything, and physically I can do it. I can only do it part-time right now up until I can start the 28th full-time this month, like a week and a half, basically, or 2 weeks at the most. Wasn't soon enough for them, apparently. So, yep. But there is just a little bit. No, because there's one little problem. There's something in America called the Americans with Disability Act. And end-stage renal disease, which is what I have, basically when you need to do dialysis, falls under that. And also employers are supposed to make accommodations for people who do dialysis, which they're not. So I pointed that out to them that, they may want to do their research before they decide to do this. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, yeah, not very happy about that. So, I don't know. Yeah, and I've been working with my boss, and she was okay with me coming back in the afternoons and helping out, until I could come back to full time. Yeah. No, they don't, Steve. You're right. So, for those who don't know really what happened, I've been kind of having some issues for the last several months with swelling in my lower body, real bad. And I kind of started going to the doctor, and they said, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But meanwhile, I was having issues with my kidney. My transplanted one was starting to go down. The function was going down. And the swelling went away for a little bit. And then I had my bowel obstruction in the hospital, and it came back. And it just would never go away. And it got bad. And then in January, middle of January, everybody at work had COVID. I'll just say it. And whether you had the whatever, I don't care what your views are on it. I don't care. Whatever, if you had this or you didn't have it, it didn't matter. People got it. Everybody got it. Whether you had the shot or you didn't matter. Um, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Thanks, Heath. Um, so and I just was a real bad headache and a cold for a few days and it went away and I did my 5 day whatever we say we have to do now and we're good. Went back to work, good. Still had congestion though. Yeah. Um, so I just had congestion and it just wouldn't go away. In the meantime, I didn't know that I compounded with my kidney issue with my swelling. I was getting fluid in my lungs. Um, I was also developing pneumonia, and I didn't know at the time. So that Friday came. When I was supposed to start they were going to do a dialysis treatment, and then we're going to sign up for everything for doing what I'm doing now. Um, I was okay in the morning when I woke up. I felt okay, but as the afternoon went on, I did not, and as the afternoon went on, I couldn't breathe. Um, so I called up the dialysis clinic and I just said, "Hey, Dave, nice to see you in here. Um, Joe Rader, nice to see you. BNSF, Dave. Um, Dwayne, nice to see you in here too. Um, yeah, I will still have to look into that. Um, so yeah, as my breathing got worse, I went in the clinic and they always check your temperature and check everything. They said, you got a pretty high temperature. Why don't you sit tight? We'll get some oxygen. We'll call the doctor. Okay. So they said the doctor really wants to send you to the emergency room. Something's going on besides, you got a lot of fluid buildup. He said, I can hear it in your lungs. It's really bad. Um, you got fluid on your body. You got fluid in your lungs. You're having a hard time breathing. You have a fever. Um, uh, uh, yeah, I will, Sparky. Um, so, um, I was just really bad not breathing, and so they said you need to go to the emergency room. I said, could you call a rescue squad? I said because I know that I would get oxygen all the way to the hospital. Um, Honestly, if my wife would have took me, I don't know if I would have made it to be able to breathe. So it was a better thing to have the oxygen. Plus, the good thing about the ambulance taking you to the hospital is you're going right on into an emergency room. You're not going to the waiting room where you're going to die. um, so, um, so that happened. In the ambulance, I really didn't think I was going to make it. I told them at one point, guys, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I can't breathe. This is really bad. I can't breathe. Um, we did. We got there to the hospital, um, and I just remember going in, getting on the gurney in the emergency room, the lights, and next thing I knew, I woke up Sunday morning on life support. That's all I remember. They were doing a breathing test, and I started to come to because they wanted to take me off of it because I was breathing pretty good by then. I've gotten a couple long treatments of dialysis, gotten antibiotics, gotten steroids. So by then, I was really starting to breathe better. Um, I don't remember anything other than I woke up Sunday morning when they were ready to take the tube out. That's all I remember. Don't know where I was. Don't know what happened. My wife said it was pretty bad. Um, I wasn't in. I wasn't. I wasn't me. I wasn't in my body. I wasn't there. Is pretty much how it was put to me. So after a week in there, Came home in the middle of a snowstorm, which I was trying to beat home, but thanks to the doctor, no, that didn't happen. But we did get home okay in the middle of a snowstorm. So that was, yeah. So then I came home and I've started doing hemodialysis again. I'm going to do a home-based one where I can kind of eventually work around my schedule. So I have to see how that goes. It is a lot of learning, a lot of work into it, and trying to figure out, what's going on. So we at least have to do it for 90 days and see how it goes because we signed up for that. We're doing okay so far, other than, as you guys seen earlier, my arm. This is infiltration. It just happens because the fistula in here, even though it was made 5 years ago, isn't quite mature enough because it just hasn't been used. So that's part of the problem, but it's getting there. So I've had a few of those, and they are very painful. That's where they just blow out that made vein, or they go through it, and so. Yeah, it was, man, Sparky. That was something. Yeah, that was bad. It was bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Stu. Um, it was. Yes, it did, Steve. So no, no. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, I definitely do. Definitely feel better now. That I've had it for a couple weeks. So we did a couple weeks already in the clinic every day, every morning takes till about noon, sometimes 1 o'clock, depending how fast I can run. Depends on the size needles they put in your arm. Depends on how quick the machine runs. Depends on how quick you get off. So we're trying to build up to getting me next size up will get me to about 2.5 hours for my treatment a day. And if I could get up to the next size, it would cut me down to 2 hours roughly. But as long as I can get up to the next size, would be really, really nice. We were there and then had an issue, so we went back to the smaller needle. So it takes a little bit longer now, but yeah, no kidding. Uh, Thanks, Dwayne. Yep, and so I've been doing that, and I told my employer what was going on, and I came back to work for a day, and then this happened. So which sucks, but we'll see what comes of it. I told him a few things and told him what I was going to do. So yeah, that's right, Tyler. Yes, I'm about ready to get to happy things. So definitely better now. So nurse comes in the house every day, every morning, and we go there. She's quite the character, but no, it's been good learning experience, and we're learning how to do it. And my wife's the one that has to put the needles in, so I need to be nice. But she's doing really good at it. So she's done really great. She looks like she's pretty wild, Norman. Yeah, it was White Wall. Yeah, that just added to it as well. Um, Believe it or not, there was a guy several years ago when I did dialysis who had a big garden, O scale garden layout, had beautiful uh, stuff. And they asked me, "Do you know who this guy is?" I said, "I know, I did. Yeah, I seen this stuff." And so the one tech came down here, Sparkle, like this. Some of you guys like this. Came down here, and my wife's like, "Wow, he wants to go around the corner and add on," and he was kind of looking around at it. How, wow, this is really nice. Yeah, you really need to add on to this around the corner. Another nurse looked at it. They really like looking at that. They like it. So, yeah. Yeah, they're eventually, right now I'm at a 17 gauge needle, and they want to work up to 16 works pretty good. They eventually want to get to 15 gauge. So, Thomas, I don't have any Thomas's stuff, Nathan, but yeah, I do. I always love this show. Um, I always thought it's a really great show. Um, I liked it when Ringo was the conductor. Sorry, just a big Beatles fan, so I'm a little, and a drummer, so I'm a little bit partial to Ringo. How big is my layout? This stretch here that goes from this to the corner is 9 feet, and then from this corner all the way back down here it's 16 feet, and that's in scale. Um, which there will be a video coming up. I am going to start redoing the mountain part of this and fixing my grade, um, which sucks because I really can't afford to get the pink foam. But I think I know what I'm going to do and how I can reuse. I can reuse a lot of this. Um, so I might start on that this weekend, getting the trees out. It's just for operation purposes. It's going to change the look of it a lot. Um, that's right, Dave. uh, yeah, Heath. Sometimes the needles just, especially this one, right in the bend. Oh, that's tender in there, and nurse. She has to really get the tourniquet tight too. So, um, yeah, I have a whole big roll about this big of plaster cloth. So we're going to change it. We're going to change the landscape a little bit, and I'll talk about that in the video. Um, going to make it more Midwestern looking. I've kind of looked at a few different videos, while I'm sitting there doing dialysis. Um, and I kind of know what I kind of want to do with the water. I'm looking at kind of the way Boomer's Dioramas did his water. I think it looks really good. It's a simple method, and I think I can do that. I just got to get a piece of wood to go between here, and I may be able to totally save everything in place where it is, up front, including the farm. Some things are going to change there. Some of the landscape around the farm will change a little bit. But if I can do what I think I can do, which is just basically cut that out because it's layered foam, I just want to cut the top part of the track off the 1 inch and just bring it down. And I think I can do that. Hopefully, I didn't glue it with Gorilla Glue, but I do have a new tool to help me with that if I knew where it was. Yeah. My dad brought me this tool right here. And this should really help with some of this that I need to do. I don't know how it's going to work with some of that with the plaster on it, but I may chip that off and cut through it first. I may chip the plaster off because it should just be a thin layer on the front and it should just peel right off. And then I can maybe take this and like take a, I don't know how you use this actually. Probably gonna burn myself too. Um, but yeah, hopefully I can use this and just kind of cut that bottom out as best as I can. So, hey, Mary Newsom, Mary, hey, Artie, nice to see you. Works great. Okay, yeah, I think I just chip off this plaster off the front, and I'll just be able to cut that right out what I want to down to my grade. And that should just hopefully come down. And I have to be careful of my feeders. I don't want to cut those. And I can just lay it back down and the track will be right in place, hopefully. That's my hope anyway. So yeah, that's what I hope to do. I think I can do that. I have plenty. So what my thought is that I have those rock face and back in the back, and I'm just going to take some plaster cloth, turn that into a hill, Midwest kind of hill, IC looking, Illinois Central ICG looking. Throw some old railroad ties next to it, some ballast along the way, make it look good. All right, Artie. I bet it is Split Rock. Nice to see you too, Split Rock. Yeah, it would. That's true, Stu. Because a couple of my structures are in place, so I got to be very careful. I can't get them out where they are. So I'm kind of going to have to work around and be very careful. So it may take a little bit of time, but I'm going to do that. That whole little scenery around the backdrop is back there is going to change. So I need 1 inch is what I need. And that's pretty much to replace my one module where I'm going to do a water scene. I think I might be able to get away with it, but I don't know until I really take that apart to see what I'm kind of dealing with. I'm planning, and I haven't really planned out the back last module part of the scenery yet. I have to see where I'm at with it. I think I'm going to have it because of the way that I put in the backdrop. In that back corner, I'm going to have a gap about this big, so I'm going to have to think of something or do what I did back here, which is I used paper across, painted the same blue, and you can't really tell. Well, you can a little bit. You can't really tell. I might do that. That might be better. And then I kind of put some hills in there with it. So maybe a little bit of rock. So. Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Nice to know, Wigwag. That's good to know. But yeah, that's going to come in handy, especially to carve out some hills and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what I got left. I've got some pieces around here that I use to paint on and stuff. But if I gotta use them, gotta use them. I use them. We'll make it work. You won't even know what's under there. Yeah, white wall wheels. I will. I want to make sure. Number one, the biggest thing is dropping that grade. I want to make sure it's really correct, which is something I didn't do when I built it the first time. I didn't run enough trains. I got too gun ho and started building this huge mountain and river scene, and then didn't really do some operations first. Because had I done that, I would have known that was about a 5% grade, and that is operationally not feasible most of the time. And it's not going through the tunnel coming up the other way. No, you can come this way and come down that grade, but I want to be able to set my train, run it, and I can do other things and have Amtrak running or have a freight or grain or something just running, so I can watch it or do other things while it's running. Well, yeah, happy birthday to Nathan and Steve. I know their birthdays are coming up. Also, I'll be getting 2 locomotives. My dad is painted, almost done. 2 of the orange and gray ICG SD40s. So, good evening, Tom. Nice to see you. So he really he got an airbrush, and he really got into painting, and he I mean, let me get my GM&O locomotive. It's so I mean, he did the GM&O SD40 for me, which is just, I haven't quite really weathered it yet, but it's okay. Well, look at it for a while first. This is just such a nice piece to have, and so I'm excited to see my orange and gray ones. But yeah, he got the airbrush, and he's getting better. Each one he does is better. These looked really good. He's just kind of trying to find the right paints that work is the biggest thing. Is the biggest thing. But yeah, he's really getting into it. So yeah, little Shay locomotives are kind of cool. I think it's something that you could probably even do in the modern or today, just as like a maybe an industry that uses one to switch cars. A lumber mill could still use one, um, or if you had a small museum on your layout, it is pretty nice. Split Rock, yes, it's very cool to have one. Yeah, very cool to have one for sure. Um, Have to get that in a video though. Get it running with my gray and orange and an orange and white SD40. So we'll get them all together like I used to see them. Except for a couple of GM&O ones are pretty rusted out. So yep, wigwag, yep. But to see things at the museums, it's great. It's great. Hi, Digger Evans. Nice to see you. So, so yeah, I'm gonna probably be making a video here pretty soon, which is gonna be great. I look forward to getting this project going. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna take my time for sure. I just want to make sure I get the track right. That's the biggest thing. If I can get that grade in just where I want it, everything else is going to fall into place perfectly. So that would be fantastic. And definitely will be a video series. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I think I think I'm going to call it "Not Making the Grade" Part 1. Split Rock, they used wide vision cabooses. I do have one here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, right here in front of me. Because this one's going to Dale Bass. I promise. I had extra of these. I wanted to send one to Dale Bass. This particular one is a little bit different model. These were like the last 10 they got before they merged. I can't remember the company. They make cabooses for Erie and a couple other railroads. I think Pennsylvania and International Industries. I think makes that. I think that's who made that caboose for GM&O. Michael, I need. Probably. Yep, Sparky. I might stop in there. Michael, I'm thinking ICG because I've got the. Or unless you want to trade me something, I'll show you. I was thinking about these. These are Fox Valleys. I think they're all separate numbers. I've got 3 of them. They're all IC gray. Since my dad was getting so good with orange, I thought about maybe having him paint them just the orange with the ICG on them and then the reporting mark. Unless you want these and you got something you can trade for me, I'd be interested in that. But otherwise, I'm going to have my dad paint these. I'm going to talk to them about doing those. But I need the ICG decals for those, which is just the basic block letters ICG. Hey, Anthony Dodge. Nice to see you. Yeah, there's some weights in there or something that's moving around. This one's okay. This one's okay. And this one's got a broken weight. Yeah. Really nice model. So I kind of think I just see if my dad can paint these. But I would need the ICG decals for it. Yep. I'm in the same boat, Michael. I decided to go, 80s and like early 80s, and that's where I'm at. So those are way too new. So that's why I think I'm going to go have my dad paint them orange and just do the black letter ICG across there. It'd be maybe one of the newer hoppers towards the mid 80s. Well, I guess they had those early 80s too. So. Oh, we're pouring on Heath, huh? Yeah, it would be nice to get to Strasburg. That is for sure. But now I don't know. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I just looked around, and that's what I grew up on. And is the early '80s to mid '80s, and I kind of looked around my rolling stock and everything, and it just made sense because everything fit that era that I had. I had a few new stuff, and I got rid of that and put it back into it. So yeah, it's cold here tonight too, Digger. We're in the early spring, so it could be 50, 60, 70, and the next day be 30, um, which is okay because we know we're getting to better. Yes, they did split rock. I have a ton of the orange hoppers with the black eye on them. I think I have 8 of those so far. I'm making a collection of them. We'll have to watch that video here when we're done. Yeah, I think we go up and down. Yeah, 43 tomorrow, sunny. 34 snow Thursday, 34 Friday, 26 Saturday. Then Sunday goes to 53, and then we're looking at 70s in midweek. So pretty nice. Well, that sounds like a better layout, Nathan. That's what that sounds like. Randall, I did. Oh, Randall Edison. There you go. I didn't see you, Randall. Sorry. It's probably how it'll be, Artie. I'm sure. Ooh, that is pretty cold. All right, I'm going back, kind of looking. Nah, not really. Michael does it. Unless you get a flood and you don't want that. Um, I think, like all of us, um, Tyler, we get started when we're kids and it just kind of grows, and maybe we get out of it and we come back to it as an adult. So, um, I started when I was a kid, but really my bulk of it has been the last several years, probably the last 10 plus years or 12 years. Um, this layout has been my best by far. I'm just going to change my little hiccup in it. And, this is going to be great operational layout other than my Kato number fours, but they're number fours. And I think they just need a little work on them. Yeah, no fun when basement floods. So yeah, Tyler, I've probably been this layout is about 3 years into it. So last time I said, "Oh, I'm almost done." No, no, I found other things to do. So Well, okay, Stu. Well, we'll catch you later. Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. That's all right, Anthony. Better late than never, right? I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. My first in scale was I had HO stuff, and we moved to a smaller apartment. Um, and I had a layout, HO layout, just a circle with some sidings and stuff. Um, and I didn't, we didn't have room for it at that time. Um, so I wanted something smaller. I could have an apartment that was easy to have in scale. So I put on an ad to sell my HO stuff, and a guy called and said, "Would you like to trade for in scale?" And I thought, "Yeah, sure, okay." So I got a box of in scale stuff for my box of my HO stuff, and there was some of the stuff I still have in that box today that I use. A lot of stuff, um, which is kind of cool. Some of it, no, it was garbage. I got rid of it. Um, so I did that. And then my wife for that year for Christmas bought me a lifelike set that was Conrail. I still have those locomotives somewhere. I still do. Uh, wow, $15 Atlas set. Wow. Oh, nothing wrong with that. South Carolina in the mountains, dry basement. Yep, 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 yep. It was Conrail. Well, they're no longer Conrail. They're painted. I was gonna paint them to be um, like a leasing company. So they're painted black with black and white. Um, so that's um, that's how they're painted now. So yeah, unfortunately, I still have some. I do have some Conrail cars now that I'm kind of getting some Conrail hoppers, which is nice. Um, Still would like a Conrail box car. That'd be nice. I find one of the old blue 40 footers. I know, Jim. I know. Nathan, to your question, how to get into the railroad that I like. Um, I grew up watching it in my town. It was the big in Illinois, of course, Illinois Central. That's where I live. Illinois Central Golf, GM&O. It was always fun because the ICG was very slow to paint stuff. Um, so you would still see a lot of the original Illinois Central. Some Green Diamond stuff was hard to find. Orange and white stuff you'd see, um, and you definitely see GM&O stuff all the time. So um, that's that's just kind of why I picked it, and really everything I had that I've collected at this point fits in that era. So why not stick with it? Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool, Nathan. Yeah, no kidding. You feed them pizza, they're going to keep coming back. They're like stray cats. Oh, that's cool, Nathan. Do they have tents? Uh, yeah, I know. Wish I could go, Michael. But when you don't work, mm, Nathan, I always used to only like diesel. Um, but I think as I got older, I got more like certain steam. I like the big boy. Who wouldn't like that? I mean, that's just raw power. The Berkshire that runs the nickel plate. They run out of Indiana. Um, and you see some of the older steam, different steams. I think it's pretty cool now to see that stuff and to see it operate. So, uh, yeah, it'd be nice if I could go to a train show. That would be nice. Get a couple little extra things. Mostly it'd be vehicles. Man, I need some vehicles. I am. Yeah, Dave, that is kind of cool too. I've looked several times at the lifelike version of that nickel plate Berkshire. Just to, do us maybe grab at the sometime at a train show. You can find them cheap, different sorted, um, streamlined older passenger cars and put them together for something like that. But um, yeah, no kidding, Michael. Whew. No, okay, okay, it's good to know, Tyler. Yeah, yeah, Dwayne. I'm very picky. I don't know how Steam would run, but I've heard that some of the newer ones run really well. So, yeah, I just really like that. And I think now you can find them cheaper than they used to be. Um, that was one of the railroads I really thought about doing when I started to build a little bit bigger layout in the L shape. My previous layout, that was when I thought about getting stuff, getting engines, getting nickel plate, and just sticking with that. But I thought that would be really cool to do. But I stuck with what I know, and I'm really happy. Um, right now, I'm very happy I went the direction I did. It's perfect. It's perfect. So it worked out. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night so I can go take some medication. So thanks to everybody for stopping in. There you go. Yep. Ooh, that's a good one, Michael. Yeah, that'd be a nice one to see on the layout. So, hey, Dave Piper, thanks for dropping in. Good night. Thank you, Jerry. So, thank you, Art. Thank you, John. Nice to see you in here. Thank you. Later, Anthony. Definitely doing that. So, thank you, Jim. Good night. Hey, look for the video coming hopefully here in the next week or so with the start of this. Like I said, I'm going to take my time and probably going to be a long series, but eventually we'll get it done. So thank you, everybody. We'll do, Dave, definitely. So everybody take care. Will do. Then I'll be back in the ambulance again. I think so, Steve. Well, guys, take it easy. I will catch you next week. Remember, Strasbourg trip. Check out Sparky tomorrow night. Take care. Yes, I will, Michael. Sparky tomorrow night, I believe, at 6 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe, because it was just 6 o'clock my time. He's usually on. So we will see you out there. Thank you, Dwight. Take it easy too, Dwight. Catch you guys later.